Session of Take 5, Expert Answers in 5 Minutes. I'm Kelly McCarthy, and I am joined today by Bonadeo, President and Founder of The Beauty Agents and co-founder of Naked Audience Productions, a company that connects and guides you to the next level of mastering the art of authentic communications. Bonnie, thanks for joining me.
Thanks, Kelly. I'm glad to be here.
So the question we're addressing in this session was posed by a PBA individual member, Daniella V, and she says, my dream is to become a platform artist, but I'm not comfortable speaking in public. Do you have any suggestions for improvement? So Bonnie, what advice do you have for Daniella and others like her who fear public speaking?
Well, this is a great question, and you know, Daniella is not alone in this. They call the fear of public speaking glossophobia. And it's pretty common. About 75% of the population has some level of anxiety in public speaking. And public speaking can be sometimes just one other person to thousands of people. So anxiety still exists when people have to somehow communicate to another. And if you look at the career choices in the beauty industry, being able to have some comfortability in public speaking is pretty important, whether it's having that one-on-one relationship and consultation with your client, to working with your team and your coworkers, and of course in Daniella's case where she wants to be a platform artist, all of this is about enhancing and learning the skills of public speaking. When we say to become an iconic platform artist, it requires training and expertise, not only in your topic and subject that you feel has some value to bring to others, but in structure and delivery. And that's what's really most important. How do I communicate my message effectively to create action in others? And we define iconic platform artists for one reason. And if you look at the definition here, it says, of relating to, or the nature of an icon. Language is not in general an iconic sign system. In other words, it means that to be iconic is not what you say, it's who you're being in that moment of presenting. So let's look at the 3 stages that we say it takes to become an iconic speaker. The first one is awareness. Awareness of who you're being on that stage, awareness of who your audience is, and also awareness of your emotions. And fear is an emotion. So if you're really at a high fear state, then you're not going to be very effective as a speaker. So awareness of your emotions, and then awareness of your audience's emotions as well. That leads us to number 2, which is connection. And connection is all about how can I be relatable to them? What can I share with them that's going to allow them to get to know me as a person so that I can connect with them? Because without connection, you don't have number 3, which is engagement. So we say awareness plus connection plus engagement equals authentic speaking. Now let's look at what authenticity is and defined. It's an undisputed origin, or it's someone being genuine, real, bona fide, true. So if you're being yourself on a stage, then you have the opportunity to connect more with your audience than if you're trying to be somebody else or putting on a persona. And that's where authenticity comes in, and that's where fear resides. So let's go a little bit more into the details of these 3 stages of becoming an iconic speaker. Awareness. If you understand the clarity of your purpose and your brand and your content, then you have the ability to be able to transfer information in a more authentic way. Now, do you understand the difference between being present with your audience or just presenting to an audience? That's where connection comes in. If I'm just presenting to an audience, it probably says that I'm just providing a bunch of information and I'm engaging only the thinking part of the brain. We say in order to create connection, which is number 2, you have to engage a different part of the brain, which is the amygdala. And that's where the emotional connection resides for people. And that's where people actually make decisions from. So how do you create connection? You tell your story. You become a storyteller of how things work for you, and also create relevancy. And in all of the trainings that we do in our programs, creating relevancy is probably one of the most difficult aspects for people to become experts in. And creating relevancy is nothing more than trying to get them to relate to what you're sharing with them. And the easiest way to do that is just tell stories and tell relevant stories about yourself. In turn, that creates an emotional connection with your audience, and when you create emotional connection, you're actually creating engagement. And engagement is when they're willing to take action. So it's about the flow, the structure that humans can follow while you're presenting, and about inspiring others to take action. Now, a lot of times we get to these places in our presentations where we feel like we have to sell people on something. But if you're authentically connecting emotionally throughout your entire presentation, when you get to engagement, the only thing you have to do is invite them to make a choice to follow you. Follow your education, follow your brand, follow the products you might be presenting to them. And so it doesn't feel like you're selling from a stage, but you're engaging others to take action. So we say that awareness, connection, plus engagement equals authenticity. And when you're an authentic speaker, that's when you can actually become an iconic speaker.
Wow. Fantastic. I definitely fall into the realm with Daniella of people that fear public speaking. So I love this response. Thank you so much, Bonnie. And I like that it's broken into steps as well. So you've really given us a great starting point. Bonnie Bonadeo is a PBA member and the co-founder of Naked Audience Productions. Remember to visit probeauty.org/eduonline to submit your questions for our experts.